In the scriptural justice system, the highest authority, the Most High Yah, is the judge and the jury. The seed of Israel are his children. These are their stories. Season 1, Episode 3. 70 AD, The Scattering, Sources and Receipts. Comprehensive Source List. Episode 3. Primary Biblical Foundation, 1 Deuteronomy 28 verse 64, KJV, the Scattering Prophecy. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. 2 Luke 21:20-24, KJV, Jesus predicts 70 AD destruction. Verse 20, And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Verse 24, And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. Jesus prophesied the Roman destruction approximately 37 years before it happened. 3. Daniel 9:26, KJV, prophesied centuries earlier. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself, and the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. Predicted destruction of Jerusalem and temple. Roman siege of Jerusalem, 70 AD. Primary historical sources. 4 Josephus, Flavius, The Wars of the Jews, circa 75 AD. Most important primary source. Josephus was eyewitness. Hebrew historian, military commander during revolt, later captured by Romans. Wrote detailed account of entire war, 66 to 73 AD. Key passages. Book 5, Chapter 10, The Siege Begins, describes Roman legions under General Titus surrounding Jerusalem. 4 legions, Legio 5 Macedonica, ex Fretensis, 12th Fulminata, is 14th Apollinaris, approximately 70,000 Roman soldiers plus auxiliaries. Book 5, Chapter 12, Famine. Inside the city, describes horrific starvation during siege, describes the suffering of families trapped inside. Book 6, Chapter 9, The Temple Destroyed, August 70 AD, Temple set on fire and destroyed. States approximately 1.1 million perished during the siege, 97,000 taken captive. Key numbers. Another 1.1 million killed. Josephus estimate, 97,000 captured and enslaved. Available, multiple translations. Whiston translation, public domain. Loeb Classical Library, edition 5. Josephus Flavius, Antiquities of the Jews, circa 94 AD. Companion work providing additional historical context. Book 20 covers events leading to revolt. Available, multiple editions. Roman historical sources. 6. Tacitus, Cornelius, The Histories, Book 5, circa 100 to 110 AD, Roman senator and historian. Chapter 13 describes Titus' siege and destruction of Jerusalem. Confirms Josephus' account from Roman perspective. Mentions Titus commanding 3 legions plus the 12th from Syria. Available, multiple translations. Penguin Classics, Oxford World's Classic 7. Suetonius, The 12 Caesars, Titus, circa 121 AD. Roman historian and biographer. Section 5. Brief account of Titus's victory in Judea. Confirms destruction and triumph. Available. Penguin Classics, Translation 8. Cassius Dio, Roman History, Book 66, circa 220 AD. Later Roman historian, describes Hebrew war and destruction. Less detailed than Josephus, but confirms major events. Available Loeb Classical Library. Archaeological evidence. 9 Arch of Titus, Rome, Italy. Constructed 82 AD. Physical evidence still standing today. Triumphal arch commemorating Titus's victory over Judea. Relief sculptures show Roman soldiers carrying menorah, 7-branched lampstand from temple, table of showbread, silver trumpets, other temple treasures, Latin inscription partially preserved commemorating the victory. Located, Via Sacra, Roman Forum, Rome, photos available, multiple sources, Wikipedia Commons, travel sites, scholarly analysis, Taylor, Rabban. The Arch of Titus, Cambridge University Press, 2000. 10. Temple Mount excavations, Jerusalem, ongoing archaeological work since 1967. Evidence found, massive destruction layer from 70 AD, burnt stones from temple, Roman arrowheads, ballista stones, coins dated to First Revolt, 66 to 70 AD. Key archaeologists, Benjamin Mazar, 1968 to 1978 excavations, Eilat Mazar, 2005 to 2008 excavations. Source, Mazar, Benjamin, The Mountain of the Lord, Doubleday, 1975. 11. Burnt house, Old City, Jerusalem. House destroyed during 70 AD siege, preserved in destruction. Discovered 1970 during excavations. Contains burnt roof beams, cooking pots, stone weights, coins dated to 6970 AD. Spear found inside, evidence of violent destruction. Now a museum can be visited. Source Avigad. Naaman. Discovering Jerusalem. Thomas Nelson, 1983. 12. Masada. Fortress near Dead Sea. Last holdout of Hebrew rebels. Fell 73 AD. Excavated 1963 to 1965 by Yigael Yadin. Found remains of Roman siege ramp, camps, ballista stones. Evidence of mass suicide by defenders rather than surrender. Source Yadin. Masada, Herod's fortress and the Zealots' last stand. Random House, 1966. First Hebrew-Roman War timeline. Context. 13 key events, 66 to 73 AD. 66 AD, revolt begins. Roman procurator Gessius Florus seizes silver from temple treasury. Hebrew population riots. Roman garrison massacred. Revolt spreads 67 AD. Roman response. Emperor Nero sends General Vespasian with 4 legions. Vespasian systematically conquers Galilee. Josephus, Hebrew commander, captured, switches sides. 68 to 69 AD. Roman Civil War. Nero dies, year of 4 emperors. Vespasian becomes emperor, 69 AD. Leaves son Titus to finish campaign. 70 AD. Siege and destruction. April, Titus surrounds Jerusalem with 4 legions. May-August, brutal siege, famine, internal fighting. August, temple destroyed. September, city falls completely, 73 AD. Masada falls, last rebel holdout conquered. War officially ends. Sources for timeline: Josephus, primary, Shura, The History of the Jewish People in the Age of Jesus Christ, revised edition, T&T Clark, 1973 to 1987. Goodman Martin, The Roman World, 44 BC, AD 180, Routledge, 1997. Casualty estimates and captives. 14 death toll analysis. Josephus's numbers. 1.1 million killed during siege. Modern historians debate this number. Modern scholarly estimates. Low estimate, 200,000 to 400,000 killed. High estimate, 600,000 to 1,000 killed. Consensus, likely 500,000 to 800,000. Population of Jerusalem normally +80,000 80,000 to 100,000. Swelled to 600,000 to 1,000 plus during Passover festival, many trapped when siege began. Sources: Goodman, Martin, Roman Jerusalem, The Clash of Ancient Civilizations, Knopf, 2007. Eck, Werner, The Age of Augustus, Blackwell, 2003. 15. Enslavement and captives. Josephus's number, 97,000 taken captive and enslaved. Fate of captives, distributed throughout Roman Empire as slaves. Young males sent to forced labor in mines, quarries, some sent to gladiatorial schools. Many died in transportation or from injuries, starvation. Some sold in slave markets throughout empire. Triumph in Rome, 71 AD. Titus and Vespasian celebrated triumph in Rome. Hebrew captives paraded through streets. Temple treasures displayed. Josephus witnessed and describes this. Sources: Josephus, Wars of the Jews, Book 7. Beard, Mary, The Roman Triumph, Harvard University Press, 2007. The Diaspora begins. Where did they go? 16. Deuteronomy 28 verse 64. Scattered among all people, prophecy, scattered in every direction, not just one direction, not just to Europe, from one end of the earth to the other. 17. Historical evidence of multi-directional flight, southward, into Egypt and North Africa. Large Hebrew populations already existed in Alexandria, Egypt, largest diaspora community pre-70 AD. After 70 AD, more refugees fled south, moved along North African coast, Libya, Tunisia, Carthage. Some continued south into interior Africa. Eastward, into Mesopotamia and Persia. Babylonian Hebrew community already established since 586 BCE exile. Refugees joined existing communities. Westward, into Asia Minor and Greece. Existing Hebrew communities in cities like Ephesus, Corinth, Athens. Some refugees fled by sea to these areas northward. Limited. Some to Syria, Roman territory, so dangerous. 18. Evidence of southward migration. Egyptian Hebrew community. Philo of Alexandria documents large Hebrew population in Egypt, 1st century. After 70 AD, community grew with refugees. Later, many fled further south after failed Bar Kokhba revolt, 132 to 136 AD. North African Hebrew communities. Carthage, Tunisia, Hebrew presence documented. Cyrenaica, Libya. Large Hebrew population, revolted 115 to 117 AD. Archaeological evidence, synagogues, Hebrew catacombs, inscriptions. Sources: Scheffer, Peter. The History of the Jews in the Greco-Roman World, Routledge, 2003. Modrzejewski, Joseph Melez. The Jews of Egypt, from Ramesses II to Emperor Hadrian. Jewish Publications Society, 1995. Bar Kokhba Revolt, 132 to 136 AD. Second Scattering, 19. Second major diaspora event. Background: 132 AD. Emperor Hadrian plans to build Roman city on Jerusalem ruins, Aelia Capitolina, plans to build temple to Jupiter on Temple Mount site. Hebrews revolt under Simon Bar Kokhba, son of the Star. The revolt. Initial success. Rebels control Jerusalem and Judea for 2 years. Romans send massive forces, 6 to 12 legions. Brutal suppression, 135 to 136 AD. Casualties. Cassius Dio estimate, 580,000 Hebrews killed. 50 fortified towns destroyed, 985 villages razed. Aftermath. The final scattering. Hebrews banned from Jerusalem, except 1 day per year. Judea renamed Syria-Palestina by Romans to erase Hebrew connection. Massive enslavement and deportation. Hebrew population of Judea effectively ended, forced further south and east into diaspora. 20. Primary sources on Bar Kokhba. Cassius Dio, Roman History, Book 69. Most detailed ancient account, describes scale of destruction, documents massive casualties. Roman military documents. Letters of Simon Bar Kokhba discovered in Dead Sea Caves, 1960s. Provide Hebrew perspective, show organization of revolt. Source: Yadin, Yigael. Bar Kokhba, the rediscovery of the legendary hero of the Second Jewish Revolt. Random House, 1971. Archaeological evidence. Refuge caves in Judean desert. Coins minted by Bar Kokhba regime. Roman fortifications built to suppress revolt. Sources: Scheffer, Peter. The Bar Kokhba War Reconsidered. Moore Seebeck, 2003. Moore, Menahem. The Second Jewish Revolt, the Bar Kokhba War, 132 to 136 CE. Brill, 2016. Hadrian's Edict, Hebrews banned from Jerusalem. 21. Historical evidence. After Bar Kokhba defeat, Hadrian banned Hebrews from Jerusalem, Aelia Capitolina, allowed entry only on Tisha B'Av, day of mourning for temple destruction. Ban lasted until 4th century, Constantine era, forced remaining Hebrews to flee. Source: Eusebius, Ecclesiastical History, Book 4, circa 324 AD. Church historian documents Hebrew ban. Hachash migration into Africa. The evidence, 22. West Africa. Hebrew presence, Kingdom of Judah. Wider region, Benin. Documented on 16th, 18th century European maps. Hebrew communities in West Africa before transatlantic trade. How did they get there? Gradual migration after 70 AD and 135 AD. 23. Ethiopia. Beta Israel, ancient Hebrew community in Ethiopia, claim descent from time of King Solomon, 10th century BCE, more likely refugees from 70 AD and later, practiced ancient form of Hebrew religion, pre-Talmudic. DNA studies confirm Middle Eastern ancestry mixed with East African. Source: Kaplan, Stephen. The Beta Israel Falasha in Ethiopia, NYU Press, 1992. 24. North Africa to West Africa migration theory, gradual movement. After 70 AD, refugees to North Africa, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia. After 135 AD, more refugees flee south. Over centuries, some move from North Africa down through Sahara. Trading routes, gold, salt. Connect North and West Africa. Some settle in various regions along the way. Evidence. Hebrew presence in Timbuktu region documented by travelers. Leo Africanus, 1526, mentions Hebrew presence in West Africa. Benjamin of Tudela, 12th century, documents Hebrew communities across North Africa. Sources: Hirschberg H.Z., A History of the Jews in North Africa, Brill, 1974. Bruder, Edith, The Black Jews of Africa, History, Religion, Identity, Xerdi. Arab Conquest and Further Dispersion, 25. Islamic Expansion, 7th century AD, 630 to 640s, Arabs conquer Middle East, North Africa. Hebrew communities in these regions face dhimmi status, second-class citizenship, special taxes, jizya, restrictions on religious practice. Some convert to Islam, some maintain Hebrew identity underground, some flee further south into Africa. Source: Lewis, Bernard, The Jews of Islam, Princeton, 1984. Spanish expulsion, 1492. Later wave, 26. Additional diaspora to Africa, 1492. Spain expels all Hebrew people, Alhambra decree. 1496. Portugal expels Hebrew people. Sephardic Hebrews flee to North Africa, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Ottoman Empire. Some eventually reach West Africa via trade routes. Connection to later enslavement. By time of transatlantic slave trade, 1500s to 1800s, Hebrew Israelite communities mixed within West African populations, captured and sold along with other Africans. Identity already partially lost, but bloodline present. Sources: Gerber, Jane S., The Jews of Spain, A History of the Sephardic Experience, Free Press, 1992. Ken Bibb, Mohammed, Jews and Muslims in Morocco, University of Nebraska Press, 2011. Genetic Evidence, DNA Studies, 27. Lemba People, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Thomas, M.G. et al. Y chromosomes traveling south, the Cohen modal haplotype and the origins of the Lemba, in American Journal of Human Genetics, Vol. 66, 2000. Found Cohen modal haplotype, genetic marker of Hebrew priestly line, in Lemba. Confirms Middle Eastern Hebrew ancestry. Oral tradition, ancestors came from North Judea long ago, proves. Israelites did migrate into Africa, 28. Beta Israel, Ethiopia, Ostra Harry, Legacy, A Genetic History of the Jewish People, Oxford, 2012. DNA studies show mixed Middle Eastern and East African ancestry, confirms migration and intermarriage over centuries. 29. Igbo people, Nigeria. Some Igbo claim Israelite heritage. Practices circumcision on 8th day, Sabbath observance. Kosher-like laws. DNA studies show some Middle Eastern markers. Debate ongoing in scholarly community. Source: Bruder, Edith. The Black Jews of Africa, Oxford, 2008. Roman records of enslavement, 30. Slave markets across empire. Hebrew captives from 70 AD and 135 AD sold throughout empire. Major slave markets: Rome, Italy, Ephesus, Turkey, Athens, Greece, Alexandria, Egypt. Some eventually made way to Africa via North African markets. Source: Bradley Keith, Slavery and Society at Rome, Cambridge, 1994. Rabbinic literature references. 31. Talmudic sources on Diaspora, Babylonian Talmud, compiled 3rd-6th centuries AD. Multiple references to destruction of temple and diaspora. Tractate Gitting 56a, 58a describes fall of Jerusalem, oral traditions preserved by rabbis. Source: Steinsaltz. Add in the Talmud, a reference guide, Random House, 1989. Prophecy Fulfillment Analysis, 32. Matching prophecy to history. Prophecy Historical Fulfillment. Luke 21 verse 20. Jerusalem compassed with armies. 70 AD. 4 Roman legions surround city. Luke 21:24. Fall by edge of sword, 500,000 to 1.1 million killed. Luke 21:24. Led away captive into all nations, 97,000 enslaved, 70 AD, plus 580,000 killed, many enslaved, 135 AD. Deut 28:64. Scattered among all people, diaspora to Egypt, North Africa, Mesopotamia, eventually deeper into Africa. Deut 28:64. From one end of earth to other, multi-directional scattering documented. Jesus predicted it 37 years in advance, Luke 21. Daniel predicted it centuries earlier, Daniel 9 verse 26. Both prophecies fulfilled precisely, scattering fulfilled exactly as Deuteronomy 28:64 stated. TAT Episode 3, Key Evidence Summary. Provable Facts. 1. 70 AD. Romans destroyed Jerusalem and Temple. Josephus eyewitness. Tacitus confirms. Arch of Titus physical evidence. 2. 1.1 million killed, Josephus, or 500,000, 800,000 modern estimates. 3. 97,000 captured and enslaved, scattered throughout Roman Empire. 435 AD, Bar Kokhba revolt crushed, 580,000 more killed, final scattering. 5. Hebrews banned from Jerusalem, forced to flee. 6. Multi-directional diaspora, South Egypt, North Africa, East Mesopotamia, some West. 7. Evidence of gradual migration deeper into Africa over centuries. 8. DNA evidence, Lemba, Beta Israel, confirms Israelite migration into Africa. 9. Luke 21 and Daniel 9 prophecies fulfilled precisely. 10. Deuteronomy 28:64 scattering among all nations began in 70 AD and 135 the case. Jesus predicted Jerusalem's destruction in 33 AD. In 70 AD it happened exactly as prophesied. Over 1 million killed, nearly 100,000 enslaved. In 135 AD, another 580,000 killed, more enslaved and scattered. The prophecy said they'd be scattered among all people from one end of the earth to the other. History shows they fled south into Egypt and North Africa, east into Mesopotamia, and over centuries, some migrated deeper into Africa. By the time of the transatlantic slave trade, 1500s to 1800s, Hebrew Israelite bloodlines were mixed within West African populations, and they were captured and shipped in fulfillment of Deuteronomy 28:68. The scattering was prophesied. The scattering happened. The direction was southward. The evidence is documented. Welcome to Yah and Order.